What is up? We're back. How we
We're
feeling,
still
Dom?
feeling, we're feeling the exact same, man. I'm ready for turkey. So
Oh, God, dude, I can't wait. I've been prepping myself all
this
week. I've been
food,
eating extra just to
this
expand the
food's gonna
stomach
be
a little bit.
great.
Oh, hell
I
yeah.
made I made a beautiful, and by made I mean I bought it from the store, and there was guys, completely off topic of football here, but I went to Target. They pumpkin goat cheese ravioli. I bought it, and I made a brown butter sage sauce.
Mm,
Phenomenal.
love
little
that.
bit of little bit of candy pecans over top.
Hell
Delicious,
yeah.
guys. If you're not in on the game, get in on the game.
Hell
Food to
yeah.
love.
Yeah, yeah, do love the old brown butter sauces there. Yeah, no, I am prepared to have 3 meals today.
Yo,
I
100%.
am
I
fully prepared.
Once we're off the phone, I'm leaving to go to my parents, stopping to get a coffee, and I'm prepared to just annihilate myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to medicate, so based on the last one. Hangover slash I'm still mildly inebriated right now.
Amen.
But hey, we're on to
That's
drink
what I'm
number
trying to
two
be.
already. Good morning. It's the holidays. I don't give a shit. Anyway,
All
so
right,
let's get into it
let's get
here.
into it.
Thanksgiving games. We got
Yes.
two good ones on the slate
And one
today and
one that
one
we're not gonna mention.
snoozer. Yeah, we know them. We're all taking a nap today. But let's get into the first one here. The Bears going to Detroit.
Yes.
Uh, Caleb heating up. I think Lions are due for a letdown game. I'm not saying Bears win
Fair.
this game. That's not what I'm saying. I'm
No.
saying I think this game is going to be much closer than
Yeah.
it than you would think.
I'm gonna say something, and then we're gonna move on from that topic. I think that this is Matt Eberflus's last chance. Is this game?
Yes, I
I'm
think
not
they
saying he
have to
gets
look
fired
good.
after this game, but I think this is his last chance. Period.
Yeah, I think if they obviously if they get blown out, but if it's sloppy again,
Hmm.
like last week, it was muff punt. If special teams if they don't look prepared, even if Caleb keeps him in this game, which I think he will, like I think if they lose, like you officially have the decision. Like, and again, I think you. Well, I
I
said
think
this
you already
before.
know
I
what you're
think they
doing, but
have
yeah,
to. Yeah, I think they have to run out this year because you can't risk interim coach giving some life to this team
not at all. No.
and then end up making the wrong hire kind of thing. But yeah, no, I think this is his like you said, last chance to show something.
Yeah. Um.
Simply.
Yeah. I mean, on the flip side of the ball, though, I do expect the Lions to still look somewhat decent. Yeah, I think they're probably gonna make a few mistakes, just kind of based on
Again, it's more so they're just
they
due.
look. Yeah. I mean, they're not due because they just had that game 2 weeks ago and they still won it.
Well, it was what 3 weeks ago now, 4 weeks ago.
The
That Sunday
Houston
night
game
game
was 2 weeks ago now.
was it?
Yeah. Oh no, it was 3 weeks ago. Wow, time flies. Well, you forget they played Jacksonville because that game
Yeah, but they've
was
been beating.
kind of
But what I'm
freaking.
saying is like
Yeah.
since that game, they've just kind of beaten the doors off of everybody. And
Yeah.
like I just listening to a lot, like some people, a lot of people expected last week to be the one their letdown game to an
It
extent.
wasn't.
Not
Yeah,
again,
it
not that
wasn't
the
at all.
Colts were going to win, but they win 24-6. That defense just smothered the Colts. But yeah, so there's that. I think this is going to be the one because again, Bears have some life right now. Caleb's feeling himself.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how it's going to look with Shane Waldron this time, without Shane Waldron this time around. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and
yeah, this is their
he'll
first
have some
matchup
nice
too in
turkey
the
nails,
year.
and we'll be ready to rock.
But yeah,
Yeah. There's zero reason to even address Giants Cowboys.
yeah, it's a game. All right.
It's a game that's going to be on. I don't know. I guess the only
Drew Lock
intriguing
gets a
part.
play.
It's true.
Could be
The only
fun.
intriguing part about this is Jerry Jones making comments about Mike McCarthy and like
Yeah,
alluding to bringing him back
I saw he
for
could get
what?
a contract extension.
I
I
just
think he's
it
just
makes
bored. I think
zero.
he's
No,
bored.
it's Jerry trying to make headlines again because that's all that he gives a shit about more than winning football
Yeah.
games at this point. Like if they end up re-signing Mike McCarthy,
Hmm.
why didn't you do it before the season
Last
started?
year. Yeah.
And
Because he
it
hasn't
it,
shown
it, it
anything
goes
to even
to
warrant that.
the Dak contract too. It's just like you're waiting until 90 minutes before the kickoff of the year and you're deciding to
Yeah,
re-sign him at that point. Like it's you're playing
it's dumb.
headlines. You're not trying to do anything functional as
Yeah,
an
yeah,
organization. It's a
I
cartoon.
agree.
Anyway, moving on. Dolphins Packers. This is the one that I'm most intrigued about today.
Yeah, I think this will be the best game today. I have some strong opinions on this game that are different from yours.
All right, fair enough.
And I know that we're kind of going to get into it with our picks this week a little bit, but I mean, I'll just talk about my opinions now. I have a pretty strong feeling leaning on Miami in this game. I do. And I have some points that I'm going to talk about later on in the show that kind of help with that.
Mhm.
But you
I
also
don't.
made the point last episode about Tua in cold weather, which I did forget in taking all that into effect. However,
That's yeah.
I think Miami is kind of just on this roll offensively that I don't think it matters. When you're scoring as well as you are and you look as good as you do, and you're not even using Tyreek Hill, that
Yeah.
tells me a lot.
No,
Tells me a lot.
I don't hate that pick. I am on the side of history on it, which is,
Yeah,
Tua when it's below 50 degrees. It's
yeah.
just, it's
And
not
like
the
I
same
said,
team.
I did
Yeah,
forget about that.
so Nick Wright brought up a really good point about it where he kind of said, like, with the cold weather stuff and just confidence wise, he was like, Mike McDaniel cannot show up bundled up. If you see Mike McDaniel with multiple layers on, I think Dolphins are completely dead. If he comes out in one jacket, not wearing a hat, I'm much more scared of the Dolphins at that point. Just
Interesting.
confident wise, because like he made a good point and was referencing the Dolphins Chiefs playoff game last year, which
Yeah,
was one of the coldest games. He's like, but Mike McDaniel shows up and he's got layers on layers and just like he looks like a snowman on the sideline. And Andy Reid shows up wearing his normal shit and he's got literal icicles on his mustache. It's just like a culture confidence thing. It's just like Andy Reid showed up was just like, yeah, we're playing a football game today. What's it matter? Mike McDaniel was like, I'm cold.
yeah.
We're
And he
cold.
was. Yeah, yeah.
He was
Which makes
cold.
sense.
And like should have been, obviously, again, that's the more extreme example of this, but like McDaniel has to like instill something in them for them to like
hmm
be okay with.
Yeah, yeah.
Is
I
kind
get
of
what you're
where I
saying.
land on that, and because it's clearly a thing with them at this point. He needs to do something to make them more comfortable
Yeah,
and give
I'm
them some confidence.
I'm in agreement. I think they've had a good stretch of what the team looks like and can look like these past few weeks, which is what I wanted to
That's the
see
other thing
with
too.
them.
I think their season. This is their season this
Yeah,
week. You
and I think that's
have to win this week to stay alive. If you don't, I think you're kind of dead in the water, like we talked on the last one. Man,
yeah,
like if they
I think
lose, Broncos win, you're kind of sitting 3 games back, and you're kind of fucked at this point.
yeah, I think that's almost scarier than anything else, though. A team that is fighting for its life, which is what they're doing.
Which is why I don't hate your pick. I don't
Yeah,
agree with it, but I
yeah.
get it. Like I don't.
I
I'm
have,
not.
and
I'm
again,
not hating that.
yeah, I have some points that I'm going to make here in a bit when
Yeah.
we talk later.
All
But
right.
yeah, so
Let's jump into the Sunday games now. Because honestly, tomorrow, dude, I don't care about Chiefs Raiders.
no,
I
I could
really don't.
care less.
No, congrats, Black Friday, whatever.
AOC, he gets to play again. That's fun. That's all I got. That's all.
True. Yeah, Gardner shattered his collarbone. It is what it is. I'm very sad about that. Uncle Rico,
Yeah,
not on Black Friday.
Uncle
A
Rico.
little bit upset about that. All right. Steelers Bengals.
All right, yeah.
I do want to hear your thoughts on this before I
I
go on.
gave them a little bit in the last episode. Steelers are 9-1, coming off a 9-day break following a Thursday night game. So I feel fairly confident right now in what they're about to bring to this table, and I think that, I mean, historically as well, in the past few years with Joe Burrow, they haven't really done as well as they should. Like with the way they play against Lamar, they don't play that way against Joe Burrow. I don't know why. It's weird.
I mean, Joe
However,
Burrow is that guy, as much as I hate to
yeah,
say it. I can't win
he,
football
he
games this year, but like, I mean, puts up
yeah,
numbers. He's got this
yeah,
weird, like, Drew Brees kind of quality to him.
yeah. However, the Steelers defense is different. It's not the same defense that it was last
Mm.
year. It's more of a better unit, and they have stopped some of the best quarterbacks in the league to a lower amount, to not throwing touchdowns but giving up yards, things like that.
Yeah.
So I do
Yeah, they
anticipate more of that happening and holding the Bengals to under 20 points. If you hold the Bengals to under 20 points, you win this game, 100%.
for
Because
sure.
the Bengals don't have a defense to hold you to under.
No, they don't. Yeah, kind of like you said, like the Steelers, that whole bend don't break defense, give up field goals, not touchdowns, kind of thing. I think can work against that Bengals offense. I think the secondary is quick enough to keep up with Jamar Chase, like
Yeah,
comparatively to like the Ravens, for example. Like, a couple of those touchdowns that he scored were, 15, 20 yards downfield, but then he's breaking them off for huge runs, kind of thing. I don't think the
yeah,
Steelers are giving that up. I love the Steelers in this spot, honestly.
yeah, I agree.
I'm going to be very, very, very bullish on the Steelers this week.
Okay. I might be a little less bullish, but I like the
That's why I wanted
confidence.
you to go first. I wanted to see where you stood on it. I'm very bullish on this. The other part of this is that they are 3-point dogs this week.
They are. That's crazy.
That's absolutely
They're,
insane.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah,
And
I
that,
did. I did
so
notice
I
that.
know,
So it's
I
a
know
little
what game,
tease.
I know what game you took. Yeah,
And, that may or may not be in the picks as well. It is what it is. Yeah, no, especially after last week, awful loss, extra
yeah.
rest. It's all the things that line up so well for Tomlin. Awful
Mhm.
loss, extra rest, and he's an underdog. Yeah, I think Steelers win this one kind of going away. I mean, the score might end up being closer than the game actually feels,
Yeah.
but I think Steelers take care of business this week. Which one do we want to jump to next?
You just want to jump into Chargers Falcons?
But oh yeah, that works too. I had two of them pulled up. I had that one and the other one. Yeah, Chargers
Okay.
Falcons. I don't necessarily know what to do with this, to be honest with you.
I have opinions.
I don't have strong opinions. We'll say this is one of the games that we picked
Yes.
for our picks this week, kind of thing. And I'll just hit it now a little bit. The only thing that I'm looking at with this game is in terms of how this game plays out. Chargers on a short week, Falcons off a bye,
Okay.
and Falcons limping into the bye kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I am on the Falcons side of this for those
Okay.
reasons and those reasons only. It's not I think the Chargers are a better team,
Yeah.
but just in this spot, I lean Falcons.
Okay. I disagree.
Totally fair.
I disagree pretty heavily, actually. Yeah, Chargers come off a short week, but they're coming off of a game they almost won and very easily could have won if.
However, shouldn't have. Honestly,
No, I'm
really
not saying.
should not have. Like, again, they scored late in that game. Like, that the game wasn't really close. The other part of this is
They had
Dobbins is out this week.
Okay, sure. You'll go that route. I'll go with the route of the Falcons going up against top 10 defenses is bad. Period.
That's fair.
They don't play well. You can look at it against Pittsburgh. Let me pull it up.
I think
pretty much
However, I'm throwing away the Pittsburgh game.
Denver, Pittsburgh, Seahawks, all top 10 defenses. Highest point total was 14.
The only
those
game
games.
that I'm taking a lot of stock in there is the Broncos game, honestly.
Yeah,
The Steelers
I'm
was
just
week
saying.
one, Kirk Cousins' first game.
sure.
The Seahawks game, that was the spot that I was on too. That I said, I remember saying that, like,
Yeah.
I like the Seahawks in that
Yeah.
spot because they were kind of, needed something to go their way. And they had just, what was it, the week before, got blown out by the Niners kind of thing. The Broncos one, I was very bullish on the Falcons that game, and that was the real letdown one. But that's what I'm saying. It's like going into the bye, they lose two straight going into the bye to the Saints and the Broncos.
And the Saints game was
The,
bad.
the Saints,
Yeah.
Saints, that was predictable, honestly. Like I said, on that one too.
It's still a bad game. Period.
I agree with that. The Broncos one is the bigger letdown. As much as we both like the Broncos this year at this
I
point.
mean, I
That
was
was the real
game.
letdown. You
I was
were,
with
you
you.
were. No, but that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
that's the real one that I'm I look at and I raised a lot of questions for me with the Falcons at that point. But I think the bye coming at this point, like it, nice little reboot for them.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, Chargers being without Dobbins isn't ideal. But I think Gus again will fit that role pretty well.
He'll do well, but like he's not like
But
as somebody
they
that's watched him for years, like he's not the
he's not the same
every
type of
down.
back. I know.
No, like when he gets the big snap counts, like he's good goal line and third down. Outside of
Yeah.
that,
So,
it's
but on the flip side, I do know that the Chargers, and as they showcased it last week, are capable of throwing the ball and will throw the ball in this game. And I think that's the difference maker here. If they didn't ever find that chemistry throughout the season, yeah, I'm all in on the Falcons. However, knowing that they have that, they can do that and will, I I just like this spot for them. And if the
that's fair.
Falcons lose this game, I do think they're in a little bit of trouble.
Extremely. That's the other reason
Yeah,
that I think that the Falcons take care of business this week. Not take care of it, win the game. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be fun. It's going to be stressful. That's why I'm on the Falcons side. It's like, okay, the Bucks are heating up again, and Baker just won't let that team die. I think
yeah.
I think there's so much pressure on the Falcons right now. Like they
Mm-hmm.
have to win the division this year. Have to. There's no reason that they
100%.
shouldn't. And
100%. Yeah.
that's kind of where I look at it and go, I think they might empty the clip a little bit this week and
Yeah.
make sure that they win this game.
Yeah. That's fair.
Because, your Ravens have a little bit of that, what is it, Lions and Niners quality, like Niners last year, where it's just like you end up losing the next game
Yeah.
if you're playing them, kind of thing. They beat you up a little bit.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how that
That's fair.
kind of goes. I mean, so that's already two games we're a little different on here.
Yeah. Vikings Cardinals.
Man, I'm excited for this game. I
Yeah,
do lean Arizona
same.
initially.
I'm more than leaning Arizona on this one.
I think their offense is going to be a bit much for Minnesota in this game. I think Brian Flores' defense is going to get pushed to the limit here and really tested.
Yeah, he's gonna
So
have
for
to
that reason,
really come up with a game plan. I think
yeah, I like
he's gonna have to be really creative on this one.
yeah, I like Arizona a lot. I think it's going to be a high scoring game. The over under is 45. I'd probably lean the over a little bit on this one.
Yeah, I think that's
I
a
think
smart play.
I think the ball is going to be thrown a lot. So
Like a
that's
28-25 game.
yeah, it's going to be fun. A lot of offense, but I do lean Arizona here.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. I think again, I think I'm a little bit more bullish on the Cardinals than you might be at
Probably.
this point. Just because I there's questions about the Vikings right now, Sam Darnold's health, everything like that. Like I'm very, very much on the Cardinal side of this one for kind of the same things that you just said. I think
Yeah,
Flores is going to have to be really
yeah,
creative in
super
this one.
fair. Yeah. This is also their first time they're facing a rushing quarterback all season. I just double
Exactly.
checked
Yeah.
that. So it's a new look, new thing to have to scheme for. And
Hmm.
it's not like they have a quarterback on their roster that can mimic Kyler. So
Right. Yeah. No. For all those reasons, I'm very much on the Cardinals with you there. All right.
yeah.
Let's jump
Okay.
to
I do want to briefly talk about Colts Patriots, not because it's a meaningful game, just because it's kind
but
of
the young
fun.
QBs.
I want to see. I like watching young QBs. A Rich versus Drake May.
Hmm.
I mean, one, I love Drake May. He's doing just about everything you can do in that offense when given what he's has.
Yeah.
No
When
O line
Kayshon
and
Boutte is your like number one receiver, like
Keyshawn Boutte.
like I mean, what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, Butte, he's been fine for them. Not Booty, but he's been fine. There is no good
Sorry, I
receiver
said
on
his
that
name
team.
wrong. Do you see how white I am?
Yeah, that's fair. There's no good or great receiver on that team. Jalen Polk hasn't been what you wanted him to be. You draft your Vaughn Baker, he's not even on the field. He's a healthy scratch every week. So Pop Douglas, you're kind of leaning on him a little bit, and then you're leaning on Hunter Henry, and that's kind of where you're at.
Yeah, Kayshawn Cheeks
Given
will have a good game.
so given what you kind of got they are overproducing to what I expected.
Yeah, I mean, if the Colts run the ball, would probably lead them winning this game. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's more so. This is just a see what the young guns got going on right now. Obviously, our battle of how we feel about Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, I'm probably coming down off it a little bit, but I
That's
have too much
that's I think
stock.
the smart play. I
I
think
have too much
that
stock invested at this moment, so we'll see kind of like what goes on.
yeah. I mean, it's just I don't know. I'm not buying. If he struggles again, I think probably not this year. Definitely not this year, actually, because of where they're going to be drafting.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to be in the market for a quarterback at some point. I mean, they could be a team in the market for Sam Darnold in the offseason,
I
depending on how those last like 6 games
we're,
go.
we are not having these conversations right now. It is too
That's an
early.
offseason one.
That's gonna be because I can almost do an entire episode about landing spots for just Sam Darnold. So
Honestly, yeah.
let's put a bookmark in that. We're gonna circle back
Yeah.
here because
But
don't get me started on Sam Darnold and where I think he's gonna go. We've done this already, and it
it's fair.
took us in a negative direction.
I know, yeah.
But
So yeah, we'll touch on Anthony Richardson anymore, but Drake May.
yeah,
I do just
I,
want to
I
say again, this goes
I'm
back to my
impressed.
thing of I think everybody just kind of like these quarterbacks. They're going to hit at varying degrees. I think he's just in a good spot, and he's got more juice than I thought he was going to. Honestly,
Yeah,
I thought he was going to be a much. He's he's more refined than I thought he was at this point,
100%, 100%.
which is nice to see. Honestly, moving off of Tom Brady, and they've just kind of been in no man's land.
Yeah,
Like
I
I
will.
think if you're a Patriots fan, you got some hope at this point.
Yeah, I will say this, and it's not going to happen this season. Gerard Mayo is not your coach.
No, no, that's the other part too. It's just like, yeah, they're gonna have to move off him at some point.
I don't. Oh, geez. Unfortunately, I don't think it's this season they do that. I think they're probably going
No,
to stick
no,
with
I
him.
mean, again, it's the Patriots. They're gonna give him a long leash. They run it back next year, after next year, maybe, depending on how next year goes, and if
It's
they
either
draft well
that or
enough.
you need to get the best offensive coordinator you can find for that system,
Yes,
which I
and
also don't
just
have faith in them doing because
because
Robert Kraft
I mean, the
is
defense has
poor.
looked good
Yeah.
with Gerard Mayo, and like that's his side of the ball kind of thing. Like you do go like, all right, well, he knows something, but they it depends on how well they draft this year.
We'll see. We'll see. It depends on
Yeah.
where they're sitting and picking
I mean, they're going to be
because
drafting in the top 10 for sure.
I would love to just place Tetaroa McMillan right New England and just let that go.
Yeah,
However, if they keep winning, that's not going to happen.
that's
So
fair.
because the newsflash to anybody listening, the 2025 draft class is not good. Period.
No.
It's not. There's no top end talent. There's nobody.
There's a few good receivers at the top end.
Dude, yeah, there's a few good receivers. But like comparative to other draft classes, no.
It's
Comparative to
definitely
like
a
other
down
things,
year. Yeah, because
it's a
like
big
even
down
this
year.
past year, I mean, you go 6 quarterbacks in the
2024
top
was
15,
insane. That was the
and then it's
period.
Malik Neighbors, and
Yeah,
everybody's doing well for the most part.
you are seeing we are going from a high of a draft class to like some of the best prospects we've seen come out, and we knew that. We knew it was going to be good. To a draft class that is weak,
A repeat of
it doesn't have a strong positional. No, because at least in 2021, yes,
no, I
the
was going to say
quarterbacks were bad.
2012.
Yeah, I was
That
gonna
was
say because
the
in 2021,
2021 was a solid draft class, but 2012 was
yeah,
Eric Fisher, right?
yeah,
That was his draft
yeah,
class. And it's
was
like, at
not good.
least in the first round, there wasn't top end talent, but 2012 had your day 2 and day 3 picks that ended up becoming,
Yeah, and you're gonna find
that's
some
kind of what you're looking at
guys.
is guys that you can develop kind of thing. And
Yeah,
this draft class is more catered towards who are the savvy teams.
yeah, which is also why I wanted the Steelers to trade away their first round pick
Yeah.
because it
And
doesn't matter.
got
This
something.
is the,
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
this
And
is a
like,
great year.
this draft class is going to bode well for the well-run franchises. Steelers, Ravens, Chiefs. I mean, honestly, the Broncos draft really well at this point. But
It's more
you're
so
looking
who
at
drafts well.
the haves and the have nots are going to have, you're going to see the difference between their draft classes. The Patriots will probably, at this point now that Belichick is not there to like hijack the draft, are probably going to have a good draft.
You hope.
You would assume, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. That was too much on the draft there.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
what it is. All right. Let's jump to Eagles Ravens.
Yeah. This is
I
the
will
game.
be.
This is the game of the week.
This
I'm
is the game
excited
of the
for
week.
it.
This is
You're
the
gonna
game
be
of the
at the
week.
game.
I will be at this game.
So exciting.
Fucking great seats. I will say that
Yeah.
too. I
Really?
believe
There you
pulled
go.
off some awesome seats for this game.
Yeah, you'll send some pictures, so it'll be a
I
good time
will.
for you.
I will. I will be once again very drunk. Obviously.
Hey, I'm
Hey,
gonna be
listen,
honest.
dude. You
For
take me down to
you, that's the
Baltimore. Jimmy's famous and fucking pickles.
yeah,
Will be
pickles,
hit
yeah.
on
He's
both
told me
those
all about
things.
pickles. Yeah, I'm
Pickles.
gonna
I
be
am
honest.
very excited for my
you,
Dirty Bird.
That is the only way you're gonna get through this game. Is to
So
be
I need to be. I can't be sober.
because I don't think it's gonna be a pretty game for you.
To be
I'm gonna say
fair,
that right now.
I don't think I can ever sit down and watch the Ravens and be totally sober.
That's also fair.
I need something to just like not make me want to lose my mind.
That's
Just,
reasonable.
that's just the life of being a Baltimore sports fan. It is what it is. But
Yeah.
no, I mean this one. So, side note, just because I'm now noticing it in the background here, I am not a veteran. This is my stepdad's office. He is. I am not. This is not. I'm not fucking. I voted blue. That's all I want to say. But anyway, I voted blue. It is what it is. And whatever's going on back here doesn't all. I mean, he also voted blue, but regardless, like this is not reflective of
My opinions.
I'm not jerking off to the military. Let's be real.
All right.
Anyway, so now back to my thoughts on this Ravens Eagles game. All the things that I had to say about the Eagles and how much I love them, everything like that. Lamar is like 22 and
Here we
1
go.
against the NFC.
That's fair.
That's where I go with that. And in terms of NFC teams, I think Eagles have the best chance. Eagles and
Okay.
Commanders have the best chance to replicate this in practice. How to deal with Lamar kind of thing because you have a dual threat quarterback. However, again, outside of the Steelers and the Chiefs, Lamar wins 80% of his games
Yeah.
outside of those two
Yeah.
teams.
I'd say that's fair.
So that's kind of where I go with this. I like the Ravens in this game. I like the Ravens big in this game.
Okay.
Honestly, and a little tease, this is going to be a pick of mine this week just because a spot thing more than anything.
Mhm.
That's kind of where I fall on it. Is Lamar is just really good against the NFC.
No, I don't disagree with you there. He's played very well against the opposing league, if you would. But I
Yeah,
do
conference
like what they
is the
I
word.
do like what the Eagles have kind of been building over these last few weeks.
sure.
This is a test. Definitely going to be a test.
This
for them.
is the realest test.
And they have been tested these last few weeks. And if they do beat Baltimore this week, I am a little scared because we play them in 2 weeks in Philly. So that'll be a little bit of a test. So I'll be more worried at that point. But I think that the Eagles can do what they need to do against Lamar in this offense.
I will say this: if the Eagles do end up winning this game, I will have a very tough time moving off my Rams Super Bowl pick. Like, I will have to actually think about that. You know what I mean?
I mean, I still don't know why you haven't.
I haven't yet. They're still alive because if I'm very much in the if the Rams win that division and make the playoffs, I think all bets are off. And honestly, I think you kind of feel the same way a little bit.
No. Because
I think
I'm taking my homer side out of it, and I'm being real.
No, I'm not even saying that. But Matt Stafford in the playoffs.
How do we get on the Rams? God damn it!
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If you're looking at it, you think if the Rams make the playoffs,
yeah,
are you telling me you're not giving them a fair shake? Like I do want to hear that.
No, you have to because they're in the playoffs.
That's why. That's the only reason I haven't moved off that.
However, there are better built teams that will beat them.
I
I believe.
agree. I agree that there are teams
And
that look
for
better. There are better built teams.
that reason,
But what I'm saying is, if the Rams end up winning that division and they're in the playoffs, I as weird as they are right now, I think they can go toe to toe with anyone
that's
on
fair.
any given
Definitely
Sunday.
fair. Definitely fair. And they've
So
proven
that's the
that
only reason I
since-
haven't moved off of that. But however, if the Eagles do end up winning this game, I will revisit that a little bit. At least, I will have the internal discussion on who I think is actually going to make the Super Bowl. Is all I'm saying.
The reason I would already have that discussion is because the Eagles did just beat up on the Rams last week, pretty bad.
That's fine. I'm not disagreeing. I'm not like I get that. I get that. I get that. All I'm saying is
you're thinking long.
If they meet again, higher stakes. I trust Sean McVay more than I trust Nick Sirianni in a big spot. I trust Matt Stafford in a big spot more than I trust Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of where I'm at with that. But anyway, yes, that's kind of where everything is there. I am not even like separating the homer part out of this with the Ravens. Honestly, this is just objectively Ravens against the NFC, Lamar against the NFC.
Yeah, I do.
That's why I like him in this spot.
I see that. I think it'll be one of his tougher battles he's had against the
NFC,
for sure. So we'll kind of see what comes out.
I don't think there's any in between. They either lose this game or they win going.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't think it's going to be a close game.
Okay, fair enough.
I think it's either Lamar dominates this game or he can't get anything going, and you find out 5 minutes into the first quarter, well, Lamar doesn't have it today, and they lose that game. I think it's one or the other. I don't think there's any middle ground on that kind of thing.
Definitely fair.
I hope it's Ravens win going away because that would be good for my mental health and being at that game and everything like that. But, it is what it is. All right, let's go to the snow game.
Yeah, snow game real quick. We briefly talked about this game in the last episode, but if Brock Purdy doesn't play, Niners lose by I can't even write a number big enough.
I'll touch on it later. Little tease.
Interesting. But I just like the Bills regardless in this game.
I think Bills win no matter what.
Snow.
Yeah.
The team overall is just comfortable, and I think they are really hitting their stride here at the end of the season, and looking kind of ahead of their schedule.
They can lock up. I mean, they're penciled in for the 1 or 2 seed right now at this point.
I think I read if they win this week, they already won the division.
Yeah,
because they beat Miami twice. So
they're going to be playing for seeding after this week. So that was it. More than anything, I am very curious on. I just want more information on Brock Purdy. That's really it.
Yeah, it's
because the Niners and injury stuff. It was like McCaffrey's probably going to play week 1, and then he doesn't play for 10 weeks. So, or 9 weeks, whatever it was. So there's that. All right, let's get into our picks this week. The games that we picked. So we did kind of touch them a little bit, but we'll just officially lock them in here. So I had a better week last week. You did not.
I did not. I had a rough one.
So we are sitting at 6-5 right now. I am right on your heels.
We'll see. I like my picks this week, and I think we're gonna.
So do I.
We're similar on I think one game again this week, and that's it.
I know, yeah. So this could either break your lead open, or we're gonna be on the same page, or I'm gonna take over. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
It's one or the other. So we'll see.
Yeah. So let's start with.
I have the Dolphins. You don't.
I have the Packers in this one. Yeah. I am on the Packers side of this one. Again, this is a cold weather thing. I think the Packers just handle their business this week. That's it.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I think Jacobs is a better cold weather runner than Achane. There we go. That's it. All right. Eagles, Ravens. I want to know what your actual pick is on this one.
I have the Eagles.
You did take the Eagles?
Yeah.
I am on the Ravens side of this one, like I said. Honestly, probably my least confident of the picks. Yeah. Honestly. But I am on the Ravens side of that one. So, all right. 2 for 2, different. Cardinals, Vikings. I think this is the one we agreed on.
We're both
on we're both on the Cardinals on that one there. Chargers, Falcons.
Chargers.
You take the Chargers. I'm on the Falcons side of that. Yeah. Look at that. Oh my God.
Right. Who is your underdog of the week?
My underdog of the week is Got the Steelers over the Bengals. Steelers are
Nice.
3-point dogs. I love the Steelers in this spot. Tomlin, like I said before too, a Tomlin extra rest, awful loss, and he's an underdog. I can't pass that up.
Yeah,
I
100%.
can't. The only reason I passed it up a couple weeks ago was just for the fun of tripling down on Ravens over Steelers, but more often than not, 90% of the time, I'll take Tomlin as a dog.
Yeah.
So it's that easy for me.
Yeah. My pick is Panthers Bucks. I think the Panthers.
Ooh, I don't hate that. I really
They're
don't hate that.
home. They're
That
five
would
and a
be
half
nice for
point
me for
dogs.
my preseason bets.
I do kind of. They've been looking a lot better as a team as a whole. I think this is kind of like the week they get the Bucks. We'll
Yeah, no, I
see.
like that pick a lot.
If I would have saw the Steelers, I probably would have been with you on that one. But I saw this and I was like, I really like that. All right, quickly, let's kind of get through this. I know we got some stuff to do. What are your uh
So yeah,
picks
my
this week?
spread picks this week. Another bad week for me. Last week went 1-4. We are 23, 36, and 1 on the year. Not doing well.
Okay.
There's still time.
This
Hey, with the preseason bets, we're probably, got a good chance to still end up profitable this year. However, first one, Bears plus 9.5 today, the first game today. Too many points. That's
too
really
many
just it.
points.
Too
Okay.
many points. I think the Bears end up keeping this closer. I think the Lions are due for somewhat of a letdown game.
Hmm.
And by letdown, I mean they win, but it's close. 28-23.
Okay. Yeah.
I like that's kind of like what I'm looking at with this one. I think the Bears can, with the way that Caleb is playing right now, I think they can keep up enough. And the defense is still good. Like, I think this game will end up being close and short week for both teams. I like that. I like that one a lot. Piggybacking off of the my underdog pick there, Steelers plus 3 against the Bengals. Again, Tomlin as a dog, he hits it like 65% as an underdog. It's insane. It's such a good coach as a dog. Divisional game. I don't trust the Bengals defense at all.
Hmm.
I think Burrow will be able to move the ball to an extent, but it's going to be more field goals than touchdowns
Gotcha.
for the Bengals. And I think the Steelers win the game outright regardless, but even worst case scenario, I think this is a push. At the bare minimum, I think it's a push. I don't think it's going to be anything more than 3 points on the Bengals side if the Bengals do end up winning the game. Another one. This one is really the hook. I mean, again, think the Cardinals win this game outright, but that half-point hook, I love it even more. They're plus 3.5 this week. I don't see the Vikings winning by more than a field goal. Again, this is a worst case scenario, one that I am very much on the Cardinals.
Okay.
I really don't expect this game to be a touchdown game, even if the Vikings end up winning. Like I don't at all. But I also expect the Cardinals to win outright. Again, piggybacking off of picks here, I got the Ravens -3.
Doubling down,
I'm
tripling down.
doubling down, doubling, tripling, all of it down. I am betting the farm. No, I'm not betting the farm on this one actually, but just
I
this
wouldn't.
standard unit. This again, it's Lamar against the NFC. That's it. That's all this comes down to for me. He's, I think, in his career now, 2-1, something like that. He's lost one game against the NFC in the regular season.
It's fair.
It's insane. I think this is going to be like a 30-23 game, something like that. Win by more than a field goal. I like this spot a lot for the Ravens. And then the last one I got is the snow game.
Interesting.
I got the Niners plus 7.
You're taking
And
the
this
Niners
is
tonight.
I am taking the Niners in this specifically just because of the weather.
Fair.
I
Fair
think 7
enough.
is too many points for the conditions of that game.
I don't know if I would have touched that game, but I get where you're coming from.
That's
Just basing it off the
literally the
weather.
only
That's
reason.
fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
I in 10-6.
Okay. Reasonable. We'll see how bad
Like,
it is.
yeah, I mean, like I know the Bills are more comfortable in it, and I trust their running game a little bit more right now. than the Niners. But also, I mean, if the Niners do a combo of CMC and Jordan Mason in that game and run the ball 45 times, and Brandon Allen has 9 attempts, I like that even more.
Yeah,
I think it's
I
going to be
got you.
that,
Cool.
eat a lot of clock, everything like that. I think it's just going to, 7 is too much for the conditions in that game for me.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I wouldn't have touched it, but I get what you're saying. I'm gonna run through real quick my fantasy picks for the week, and we're gonna get out of here. Unless you start fully drinking for the day.
Thank you. I need that.
You're welcome. All right, so the guys I like this week, I like Tua against Green Bay today. Quarterbacks are averaging 223 yards per game against Green Bay on the season, and Tua, since coming back from his injury, is averaging 255 yards per game.
Yeah, no,
And
he
in his
got
last, in
knocked
his last,
into great quarterbacking.
yeah, in his last two, he's thrown more than three touchdown passes. So I just kind of look for that realm to continue to grow. Yes, it is going to be a cold weather game, so it's going to be a true test. I still like Tua today, regardless. Next guy on this list is George Pickens on Sunday against Cincy. Cincy has allowed 75 or more passing yards to a receiver in 9 of its 11 games, and that same receiver has scored a touchdown in 10 of their 11 games. So, top receiving option on the opposing team tends to get a lot of yards and at least a score. So I just look for Pickens to add to that. Byron against New Orleans. Since week 2, Saints are allowing the lead running back on the opposing team to an average of 21 fantasy points per
Jesus
game.
Christ.
So if you're going up against, fun fact,
Jesus Christ.
so
Good
if you're
God.
going up against New Orleans, look to start that running back against them. Fun fact.
Happy I
These
have
next
some
two,
stock in him.
I have
Oh,
no
wait, side
real.
note, is Kyron still in the touchdown streak?
No, he lost that a few
Did
weeks
he,
back.
did he lose that? I couldn't remember.
Yeah, he lost it. All right. These next two, I have no notes. They are perfect in every way. I just love to talk about them. Trey McBride, he's been unbelievable this year. I just see that continuing this week. And my favorite player in the league right now, Puka, just he'll be on my list every week. He's unbelievable.
I do love Puka.
Just give me Puka. Last guy on this list, I talked about him earlier, is Herbert. He's averaging 260 yards a game coming off the bye, and he's just getting more involved, having better connections with his receivers. So I like that to continue. The guys I
Side note,
don't
with
like,
that one real quick on Justin Herbert, why I'm very happy with the Ravens lately. Held them under 200 yards.
there you go.
Hey,
That
look at
number could have
that.
been
We have a
higher.
secondary. We have a secondary now. What the
Wow,
fuck is up?
crazy. We'll see if that continues.
I really hope it does. I don't have
The
faith though.
guys
But anyway,
I don't like this week, no real heavy notes on them. Debo, just in the snow, he's not going to play a whole lot. It's not going to be great. I'd expect a heavy run game and leaning on Kittle.
he's going to get like 2 jet sweeps just because he said that
Probably.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, way to go. Rico Dowdle, I don't love this week going up against the Giants front seven. He's going to be tested, and I just don't love that team as a whole. Chase Brown going up against Pittsburgh's front seven, same kind of reason. He might do well in the passing game, but on the ground, you're just
I
not going
think
to see
Chase
it.
Brown should just be like in the do not like and for
But he
perpetuity.
does well. He does well. It's the funniest part of that. You don't like him, but he does well despite
I'm
that. But
no.
specifically this week, I don't think so. Kirk Cousins, I have on this list this week. Just don't love him for that spot. I kind of talked about it a little bit. They are in a kind of must-win game today, and I just don't know if
Sunday.
they get it done. No, not Sunday. I'm sorry. I don't know what day it's, guys. And I just don't know if they get it done. Plus, the Chargers defense is one of the best in the league, and like I said, Kirk going up against top 10 defenses doesn't bode well for him.
That's fair.
Last name on this list is Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert, also for Sunday. He's just now kind of getting, again, phased a little bit more out of the offense. He makes some plays here and there, but he's just not that focal point with Saquon, A. Brown being 1 and 2. And that's who I got. I have nothing else for you guys this week. I'm sorry. If you loved this, I appreciate it. If you didn't, I don't care.
That's entirely fair. Yeah, no, I don't think I have anything else here.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I will, everybody pray for me for Sunday
Yep.
more than anything. Yeah. just functionally.
All right.
I just
Hell
need
yeah,
to try
dude.
to figure out how to get back home on Sunday.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
Enjoy
that's
your
it.
holidays and stay safe. And hell yeah, let's get out of here.
Yep. Enjoy some football, turkey, all that fun stuff.
Oh yeah, dude.